Okay, in this episode, we're going to look at building a planetary defense force using alternative miniatures for Epic 40k or Legion Imperialis. I've chosen brigade models. They make a range of 6mm sci-fi fantasy. Primarily, it's aimed at the game called Hammer Slammers, but they do make quite a few models in that range that will suit the sort of 40k look and feel. So I picked some models from them. I'm also going to get some from alternative armies, and I'll take a look at those at the end. So I've got some models already from Brigade, so we'll do a quick look and review of those, and then I'll go through what I plan to pick from alternative to complete the army. So let's take a look at the models and then see what you think. All of these miniatures we're going to be looking at today are from Brigade models from their 6mm range. Now, I was planning to make a planetary defense force, but I didn't want to use models from the Imperialis or the Epic range. I wanted to use a different range of models because I wanted them to be completely different, but in the same sort of feel and style as 40k. So I looked around and I found some models, some miniatures on Brigade, and I've seen some on alternative armies, which I haven't ordered yet. So these are going to be my super heavy tanks. On the website, there are 3 different versions of this. There's this one here with 2 cannons, one with a plasma cannon, and then one with Gatling guns. So far, I've picked up 2 of these. So scope-wise, it's quite nice. But the plan is to get some more of those. So they'll be sort of my Baneblade, Shadow Sword type of tanks. The next thing I got was, they're called the Canister APC. Now, my plan for these was to be a variant of the Rhino, but I have a feeling they might be a bit too big. I got a few of these, and let's get this lot out. So those aren't, and then you have weapons that fit on the top. And there's a variety of weapon choices that you can have for these, or you can have them with no weapons at all. Yeah, but so the aim was to have these as rhinos, armed up with like reasonably big guns, heavy bolters and stuff like that. And I picked up these APCs. I'm not really quite sure what I'm going to run with these. I think these might be the turrets for them, yeah. So these smaller turrets here are for those. Now these, quite small. I got 3 of those for a unit. I'm not quite sure what they're going to proxy yet. I'll just have to look through the rulebook and decide which ones they'll fit as a proxy. But they are quite nice, small little vehicles. And these are all from the Brigade Models range. The next thing I got was these. These are wheeled armoured cars. When I saw a pitch, which I'll bring up alongside, I was thinking an alternative to Lehman Russ or something like that, but I didn't realise how small they were. I was thinking a wheeled version of a Lehman Russ, but they are actually probably a bit too small, but they'll probably get used for something. Not quite sure what yet. So there's 3 of those. I got infantry. These are 6mm infantry. A variety of different weapons on them. Need to be gone through. So they'll just make up some bog standard infantry squads. And you get 24 in one pack. So I've got 1 pack so far. I might get another pack or 2. They're not very expensive. I think they were about £3 for that pack. Then I picked up this, which is, I think, I can't remember the name of it now. Hammer Cop, something like that. I'm not sure. I think it was. It's called. Nice aerial vehicle. Probably going to be a fighter bomber. I've picked up 1 so far. I'll get that painted up and then I shall probably pick up some more of this one. 2 or 3 more. There's barely any flash or mold lines on this. One there needs to be removed, but otherwise it's quite clean. It's not a bad looking aircraft. And then lastly, what I ordered was 2 variants of this. And these are a Walker. And so I got ones with heavy guns, las guns, to go on the side. And then I got one with missile pods. Now I'll probably get some more of these. They'll probably be used as smaller sort of Titan size, probably Knights or something like that. I'll proxy them as. So that'll give me those. And then to get some more of those, more of the bigger tanks, and then I'm going to order some tanks and bits and pieces from Alternative Armories, which I'll show you in a minute. But overall, I mean, they're not bad. They're nicely sculpted. They're nice, nice alternatives, and because they're track vehicles and stuff like that, they kind of fit in with the sort of 40k look and feel. So that's more than good enough for me. Most of the track vehicles come from the Soviet faction within the brigade models range of 6mm. They seem to be more track vehicle. A lot of the other ones were more hover or grav style tanks and vehicles, which I didn't feel fitted with the 40k sort of style, so I didn't get any of those. Especially if they didn't fit for Imperial, for guard and stuff like that. I was hoping the wheeled vehicles would be a bit bigger. So I'm gonna have to work out what I'm going to be able to use those as proxies for. But I mean, they are quite small, but they are a nice little wheeled armoured vehicle. So yeah, I'll have to work out what I'm going to do with those. So that's it for now of what I got so far. And get this. This was mainly just like a test. I purchased these just to see what they were like, before making a final decision on which ones were I definitely going to go with brigade models. And I'm going to go with brigade on most of these, and then I'm going to get some stuff from Alternative, I think. Anyway, let's move on and have a look at what I'm planning to get from Alternative Armies. Yeah, I've got those models from Brigade. And the plan is to pick up a few models from Alternative Armies. The ones that look more like Lehman Russes and stuff like that. Mainly the tanks, because the ones from Alternative look more like they fit within the 40k Legion Imperialis world than some of the other tanks that are in from other manufacturers, because they tend to make the sci-fi tanks like grav tanks and hover tanks and stuff like that, and they don't quite fit for me anyway. But if you're looking at alternatives, there are plenty out there. If you've got access to a 3D printer, then your choices is widened even more, because there's quite a lot of 3D print miniature manufacturers, makers in the 3D world that are producing stuff that's primarily for like for 40k and Legion Imperialis and other sci-fi games within the sort of 6 mil sort of 15 mil scales. So your choice is quite big, and there's quite a lot out there, and quite a lot of these designs models will fit in nicely as alternatives to normal 40k models. They fit in with the same look and feel of that universe. So yeah, have a route around the internet, look at different manufacturers. You might be find a selection of models that, whilst they're not primarily 40k, they will fit within the 40k universe, and will make great alternative armies, such as like what I'm doing, a planetary defense force. That's all for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.